Get your daily news fix. From Newsworthy's latest edition. March 26, get your daily news fix. From Newsworthy's latest edition. March 26, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Top songs on YouTube music charts, global edition from March 14 to March 20, 2025. 1. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. 2. APT by Rose and Bruno Mars. 3. El Mayor de los Ranas by Victor Valverde and J.R. Torres. 4. Like Jenny by Jenny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. For the period from Friday, March 14 to Thursday, March 20, 2025, includes the following tracks. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga, Evil J0RDAN by Playboi Carti, Anxiety by Doekiai, and APT by Rose featuring Bruno Mars. Top-selling digital games on Nintendo US as of March 24, 2025. Xenoblade Chronicles X, Definitive Edition, Overcooked. 2. Hogwarts Legacy, and Minecraft. Discover the most popular games on Steam. This list highlights the leading titles in terms of sales and player engagement worldwide. Based on the top 100 revenue-generating products. Here are the standout games from Tuesday, March 11, 2025, to Tuesday, March 18, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, REPO, Split Fiction, and Monster Hunter Wilds. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. A widely used third-party GitHub action, known as TJ-Actions/changed files, has been compromised. This incident is identified under the Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures (CVE) system as CVE 2025-30066. One more drop in the ocean of AI. NVIDIA's GR00TN1-2B, NVIDIA Isaac GR00TN1 stands as the pioneering open foundation model designed for generalized reasoning and skills in humanoid robots. This innovative model is capable of processing a variety of inputs, such as language and images, to execute manipulation tasks across a wide range of environments. The training of GR00TN1 involves a comprehensive humanoid dataset, which includes real-world captured data, synthetic data created using elements from the NVIDIA Isaac GR00T blueprint, like neural-generated trajectories, and vast amounts of internet-scale video data. Additionally, GR00TN1 can be further customized post-training to suit specific embodiments, tasks, and environments. The editor of The Atlantic revealed that top officials from the Trump administration inadvertently sent him text messages containing U.S. secret war plans. These officials in the leaked chat had also criticized Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. The White House has refuted the existence of war plans, although it was acknowledged that classified information related to Yemen was discussed in the Signal chat. Following the leak, the Pentagon issued a warning that the Signal app was being targeted by hackers. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz accepted full responsibility for the embarrassing Signal chat leak and referred to the Atlantic editor as scum. The New York Times published an article titled "The Leaked Signal Chat," annotated. In this report, it was revealed that Trump's cabinet members referred to Europe as pathetic freeloaders in a shocking leak of text messages, which occurred when a journalist inadvertently joined the chat. Additionally, Trump attributed the situation to an unnamed lower-level staffer who had provided the reporter with Michael Waltz's contact information. Despite this, Trump expressed his support for his national security advisor after military plans were inadvertently shared on Signal. Meanwhile, Michael Waltz's use of emojis, a fist, a fire, and an American flag, in response to the Yemen strikes gained widespread attention and went viral. Furthermore, Ratcliffe mentioned that the Biden administration had approved Signal for communication purposes. George Clooney has withdrawn his backing for President Biden after observing him closely, criticizing the Democratic Party for its lack of courage. Meanwhile, Russian President Putin presented a portrait of Donald Trump to the current U.S. president. Additionally, Speaker Mike Johnson has suggested the possibility of abolishing federal courts as the Republican Party intensifies its criticism of judges. Scientists in the United States have put forth a new theory that questions a long-standing 60-year-old principle related to electricity, based on their findings with what they refer to as strange metals. Additionally, a CO2 laser has been developed that allows for the detection of radioactive materials over extended distances. Furthermore, the Blaze star is anticipated to undergo an explosion after an 80-year period of anticipation. The People's Liberation Army of China is employing DeepSeek AI for tasks that are not directly related to combat. Following the success of DeepSeek, there have been remarks about China inundating the global market with AI models. According to the CEO of Mistral, AI is expected to influence the GDP of every nation by a significant margin, reaching double digits. In an effort to draw in new audiences, New York's longest-running play is now providing AI-driven live translations. Trump has announced that any nation purchasing Venezuelan oil will be subjected to a 25% tariff. Additionally, it is reported that Trump is preparing to introduce a more limited package of tariffs in April compared to what was initially threatened, with Trump stating, "I may give a lot of countries breaks on reciprocal tariffs." Furthermore, the Trump administration has denied Mexico's request for water from the Colorado River, marking the first such rejection since 1944. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance is set to travel to Greenland on Friday to join his wife, amidst accusations from the Danish Prime Minister that the U.S. is exerting unacceptable pressure, as J.D. Vance confirms his participation in the Greenland visit. Greenland has experienced an increase of more than 1,600 kilometers in its coastline as glaciers continue to recede. A study has found that birds in the Galapagos Islands are displaying increased aggression, a behavior attributed to the noise from traffic, which has led to what is being described as road rage. Companies producing power semiconductors are reducing their workforce and cutting back on expenses as the growth in electric vehicles, EVs, slows down, and Toyota has postponed its project to build a battery plant in Japan due to this deceleration in EV development. Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, revealed plans for a sequel to the beloved film Coco during a recent shareholder meeting. Meanwhile, Minecraft is set to introduce a significant graphical update in 2025, promising vibrant new visuals. Additionally, an original prop from the classic movie E.T. is scheduled to be auctioned at Sotheby's, with an estimated value of nearly $1 million. In other news, a fully operational Apple I computer fetched $375,000 at a recent auction. In the United States, the Department of Defense has decided to terminate an HRIT project due to a significant budget overrun of 780% and numerous delays spanning several years. Additionally, it has been reported that a small Chinese drone has successfully reached the deepest point on Earth, surpassing the capabilities of the U.S. Navy. Furthermore, NASA has removed the reference to the first woman, person of color, from the Artemis website. Hamdan Bulal, the co-director of No Other Land, has been released, according to Yuval Abraham. The Oscar-winning Palestinian filmmaker was recently assaulted by Israeli settlers and subsequently detained by the military. His colleagues claimed the attack was a revenge for his film about the West Bank. Additionally, the University of Hong Kong has decided to cancel a talk by the head of the Anti-Defamation League following a petition. Meanwhile, U.S. embassies across Europe have issued warnings to visa applicants, advising them against promoting Hamas. Russia and Ukraine have engaged in talks mediated by the United States, resulting in an agreement to cease strikes in the Black Sea, according to the U.S. The Wall Street Journal has commented on this development, noting that the U.S. has agreed to assist Russia in increasing its exports during these negotiations. Meanwhile, it has been reported that the U.S. will not conduct live-fire exercises with the Typhoon missile system stationed in the Philippines, which had previously caused tension with China. Additionally, the Philippines is preparing to host a second Typhoon missile system, indicating the fulfillment of a defense commitment made by former President Trump. Furthermore, China has denied allegations that former Philippine President Duterte is seeking asylum. BMW anticipates a significant financial impact, with a projected €1 billion reduction in earnings due to rising tariffs. Meanwhile, Hyundai's steel plant is at the forefront of a substantial $21 billion investment in the United States, even as the threat of tariffs remains. In the electric vehicle sector, Chinese company BYD has surpassed Tesla, achieving annual sales exceeding $100 billion. SAP, a company specializing in software development, has taken over the position of being the largest company in Europe, surpassing Novo Nordisk. Meanwhile, Samsung is planning to introduce smart glasses equipped with an XR headset by the year 2025. Additionally, Bayer has been mandated to pay a sum of $2.1 billion in connection with its most recent legal defeat involving the Roundup weed killer. Lizzo is set to portray the legendary singer Rosetta Tharpe in an upcoming biopic produced by Amazon MGM Studios. Additionally, Jessica Chastain and Adam Driver are confirmed to star in the Apple series titled The Dealer. Furthermore, Mel Gibson's highly anticipated sequel to The Passion of the Christ is scheduled to begin filming summer of 2025 at the renowned Cinecittà Studios in Rome. Women experiencing premenstrual syndrome seem to alleviate their symptoms through the use of placebos. Researchers caution that chewing gum can release microplastics into the oral cavity. During intense endurance exercise, your brain may begin to consume itself, according to scientific findings. Agibot, a Chinese company specializing in humanoid robots, aims to produce the same number of units as Elon Musk's Optimus robot this year. Meanwhile, Alibaba has collaborated with BMW to create artificial intelligence technology specifically for automobiles in the Chinese market. Additionally, 1X, a company supported by OpenAI, is initiating in-home testing of its humanoid robot model, Neo Gamma. A Canadian national suspected of participating in the snowflake attacks has agreed to be extradited to the United States. Additionally, a significant vulnerability in Next.js has been discovered, enabling attackers to circumvent middleware authorization checks. In Malaysia, hackers have requested a ransom of $10 million to resolve a cyber attack on Malaysia Airports Holdings, but Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has firmly stated that there will be no payment of this amount. A Malaysian minister's assertion that the YOLO attitude is contributing to the increase in HIV cases has been met with mockery. The deputy health minister recently stated that this mindset could be responsible for the rise in HIV infections. In a separate incident, a motorcyclist who vanished into a massive sinkhole in Seoul was discovered dead following an extensive overnight search. Additionally, China has implemented a ban on mandatory facial recognition and its application in private areas such as hotel rooms. The White House has indicated that the country's gold reserves might be utilized to acquire Bitcoin. Meanwhile, Moody's has issued a warning regarding the worsening situation of the United States public finances. In Florida, there is a discussion underway about potentially relaxing certain child labor regulations to address job vacancies left by undocumented immigrants. Additionally, in the United States, over 300 wealthy individuals have urged Congress to oppose granting tax breaks to the affluent. In the United Kingdom, the number of suicides committed by individuals who have experienced domestic abuse has exceeded the number of homicides. In the United States, a recent report indicates that half of all parents are providing financial assistance to their adult children. A survey conducted in Switzerland reveals that financial issues are the primary concern for families in the country. Apple Music is now collaborating with music tools to enable DJs to craft mixes from its extensive music library. Infinite Reality has acquired the well-known music service Napster, transforming it into a social music platform that emphasizes active fan interaction over passive listening. This platform empowers artists to engage with, own, and monetize their relationships with fans. Additionally, Anthropic has secured an early victory in a music publisher's AI copyright case. 2 months prior, music publishers and Anthropic came to an agreement regarding the implementation of guardrails in a dispute over AI-generated song lyrics. Crusoe Energy has decided to divest its Bitcoin mining division in order to concentrate on what it perceives as a significant opportunity in the field of artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, Nvidia is encountering potential challenges to its sales in China due to environmental restrictions imposed by Beijing. Additionally, the United States has placed over 50 Chinese companies on a blacklist as part of an effort to limit Beijing's advancements in artificial intelligence and chip technology. Elon Musk and the Doge team are scheduled to have a conversation with Fox News' Bret Baier. Meanwhile, the University of Southern California has announced a hiring freeze and is implementing austerity measures due to financial difficulties and ongoing investigations related to Donald Trump. Additionally, law firms are declining to represent individuals opposing Trump following his recent attacks. In 2024, the United States saw the highest number of new individuals with multimillion-dollar wealth. It has been reported that wealthy individuals in America are rushing to establish bank accounts in Switzerland due to concerns related to Donald Trump. In Europe, retail investors are engaging in a battle with hedge funds, reminiscent of the meme stock frenzy. Synthesia AI has established a reserve of company shares valued at $1 million to provide stock options to certain actors whose digital avatars have gained popularity among customers or have been prominently featured in marketing initiatives. Additionally, Furiosa AI, an AI chip startup, has declined Meta's $800 million acquisition offer. Furthermore, developers working on open-source projects report that AI web crawlers are significantly dominating internet traffic, leading to the necessity of blocking entire countries to manage the influx. Former UFC champion Cain Velasquez has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for shooting a man who was accused of molesting a family member. Additionally, World Athletics plans to implement mandatory sex testing for female athletes in competitions. Furthermore, Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini have been cleared of charges in the FIFA corruption case for a second time. According to Reuters, Apple is expected to avoid a fine from the European Union regarding browser options, as indicated by sources. Additionally, Reuters mentions that India has issued a tax demand of $601 million to Samsung for its telecom imports. Meanwhile, the New York Post reports that the European Union is planning to impose a fine of at least $1 billion on Meta for violating stringent antitrust regulations, according to sources. A cryptocurrency bank supported by Donald Trump has entered the competitive stablecoin market by launching a new token that is pegged to the US dollar. Meanwhile, eToro has announced its intention to go public, revealing that its commission revenues increased by 46% over the past year. Additionally, GameStop plans to allocate a portion of its corporate funds to invest in Bitcoin, mirroring a strategy previously adopted by MicroStrategy. Trump directed the FBI to release classified documents related to the Crossfire hurricane investigation into Russia. 5 years prior, an FBI agent involved in initiating the Russia probe claimed that Trump was compromised and suggested that the FBI considered whether Trump might be a Manchurian candidate elected, according to a new book by the former agent. Additionally, 5 years ago, the CIA informed President Obama about an allegation that Hillary Clinton fabricated the Trump-Russia scandal, as stated by the spy chief. Binance has temporarily taken an employee off duty due to suspicions that they illegally gained from insider knowledge. Ripple Labs has announced a resolution with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, agreeing to pay a decreased fine of $50 million. Trump Media has partnered with Crypto.com to introduce exchange-traded funds on the Truth.fi platform. Sam Altman suggests that perhaps we require fewer software engineers, as becoming proficient with AI tools is now akin to the old adage of learning to code. Additionally, AlexNet, the pioneering AI model, has been made available in its source code form, allowing anyone to download it. Meanwhile, Joe Tsai from Alibaba has cautioned about a potential bubble forming in the expansion of AI data centers. Maintaining a nutritious diet during middle age is associated with a healthier aging process. Researchers have documented the first-ever sounds made by sharks. MIT has weighed in on the potential of ethically obtained spare human bodies to transform the field of medicine. Trump issues executive order mandating proof of citizenship for voting in federal elections. India faces allegations of interference in Canada's Conservative Party leadership contest. In the United States, the number of F-1 visa rejections reaches a decade-long peak, with the country denying 41% of applications from international students. Families of Israeli hostages have filed a lawsuit against Mahmoud Khalil and organizers at Columbia University, accusing them of acting as a propaganda arm for Hamas in New York City. Federal authorities have also charged Khalil with concealing his connections to UNRWA on his green card application, adding to the allegations against this anti-Israel activist. The lawsuit further claims that Colombia's pro-Hamas groups were aware of the October 7 atrocities in advance. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the streets are echoing with Hamas out slogans as Palestinians express their frustration with the ongoing war. Additionally, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has announced plans to reduce the United Nations aid presence in Gaza following the breakdown of the ceasefire. States express concerns about the long-term financial implications of Musk's broadband satellites. A report indicates that almost half of Canadians have completely eliminated cable from their homes. The shift towards YouTube as the leading TV distributor in February is attributed to older viewers. The ARC-AGI-2 benchmark has been introduced, revealing that pure large language models, LLMs, achieve a score of 0% on this benchmark, while public AI reasoning systems only manage to score in the single digits. In stark contrast, every single task within the ARC-AGI-2 has been successfully completed by at least 2 humans in less than 2 attempts. These tasks encompass areas such as symbolic interpretation, compositional reasoning, and contextual rule application. Additionally, METR has put forth a proposal to measure AI's ability to complete long tasks, highlighting that the length of tasks AI agents can handle is doubling approximately every 7 months. Furthermore, AI planning has become a central topic in South Korean political discourse. Instagram is providing schools with a quicker method to remove students' posts. Prejudice against outsiders drives increased interaction on social media platforms. In response to a teen suicide, Character.ai is offering parents information about their children's online activities. The Nintendo Switch 2 is expected to debut in June, with a strong focus on exclusive games developed by Nintendo. Following a series of distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks, Blizzard has decided to reverse the deaths of players in hardcore WoW for the first occasion. Assassin's Creed Shadows has reached 2 million players, indicating it is on course to become the most successful installment in the series to date. Researchers have discovered enormous organic molecules on Mars that date back to the time when life first emerged on Earth. Additionally, a SpaceX launch occurring over 4,000 miles away has been attributed to the appearance of a glowing spiral in the skies of the United Kingdom. Furthermore, China's space station is set to conduct research on the regeneration capabilities of planarians. Louis DeJoy, the head of the USPS, has stepped down following a reported disagreement regarding DOGE's access to the mail system. Meanwhile, Reuters has disclosed that a secretive Chinese network is attempting to recruit former federal employees, as indicated by research findings. Additionally, DHS Secretary Noem has announced plans to eliminate FEMA, a target that has been on former President Trump's agenda for some time.
Get your daily news fix from NewsSource Crawler's latest edition. March 24, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Top songs on YouTube music charts, Global Edition from March 14 to March 20, 2025. 1. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars 2. APT by Rose and Bruno Mars 3. El Mayor de los Ranas by Victor Valverde and Jair Torres 4. Like Jenny by Jenny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. For the period from Friday, March 14 to Thursday, March 20, 2025, includes the following tracks. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga, Evil J0RDAN by Playboi Carti, Anxiety by Doekiai, and APT by Rose featuring Bruno Mars. Top-selling digital games on Nintendo US as of March 24, 2025. Xenoblade Chronicles X, Definitive Edition, Overcooked. 2. Hogwarts Legacy, and Minecraft. Discover the most popular games on Steam. This list highlights the leading titles in terms of sales and player engagement worldwide, based on the top 100 revenue-generating products. Here are the standout games from Tuesday, March 11, 2025, to Tuesday, March 18, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, REPO, Split Fiction, and Monster Hunter Wilds. CIS's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. A widely used third-party GitHub action, known as TJ Actions/changed files, has been compromised. This incident is identified under the Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures (CVE) system as CVE 2025-30066. One more drop in the ocean of AI. NVIDIA's GR00TN1-2B, NVIDIA Isaac GR00T-N1 stands as the pioneering open foundation model designed for generalized reasoning and skills in humanoid robots. This innovative model is capable of processing a variety of inputs, such as language and images, to execute manipulation tasks across a wide range of environments. The training of GR00T-N1 involves a comprehensive humanoid dataset, which includes real-world captured data, synthetic data created using elements from the NVIDIA Isaac GR00T blueprint, like neural-generated trajectories, and vast amounts of internet-scale video data. Additionally, GR00T-N1 can be further customized post-training to suit specific embodiments, tasks, and environments. Ethereum's daily ETH burn has reached its lowest point ever due to a decrease in on-chain activity. Meanwhile, Hong Kong is in discussions with banks to expedite the freezing of accounts linked to scams. Additionally, the head of National Grid has stated that Heathrow Airport might have remained operational despite the substation fire that occurred 3 days ago, leading to the airport's closure due to a power outage. Google is introducing Gemini's AI video features that operate in real time. Apple is developing technology to transform watches into AI devices equipped with cameras. A significant number of AI researchers believe that the tech industry is investing billions in a futile endeavor. The Financial Times discusses how Elon Musk's association with Donald Trump is creating challenges for Starlink's swift expansion worldwide. Additionally, the Pentagon has initiated an investigation, which includes polygraph tests, following Musk's recent visit. Meanwhile, defense officials have presented their vision for Trump's Golden Dome project, which incorporates lasers, space radars, and missile interceptors. TX Agent, an AI agent designed for therapeutic reasoning across a wide range of tools, has outperformed both GPT-4o and DeepSeek in medical reasoning tasks. Meanwhile, comic book creators in the UK are collaborating as they prepare for an impending challenge from AI-generated content. Additionally, the DNA testing company 23andMe has filed for bankruptcy with the intention of selling itself, following the departure of its CEO after unsuccessful attempts to secure a sale. OpenAI and Meta are exploring a partnership with India's Reliance to collaborate on artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, Tencent's Hunyuan T1 AI reasoning model is competing with DeepSeek in terms of both performance and cost. Additionally, a recent filing has disclosed that Meta has established revenue-sharing agreements with those who host the Llama AI model. A South Korean court has reinstated Han Duck-soo, who was previously impeached, as the acting president. In Hong Kong, the security chief has criticized what he described as smearing remarks in an article by The Guardian concerning the top court's ruling on Jimmy Lai. 8 months prior, a Hong Kong court dismissed media tycoon Jimmy Lai's attempt to contest the ban on foreign lawyers at the highest court level. Recently, The Guardian published a report indicating that UK-based lawyers representing Hong Kong activist Jimmy Lai have been targeted by the Chinese state. Additionally, delegations from Russia and the United States have convened in Riyadh to engage in discussions regarding a potential settlement for Ukraine. Thailand is advancing its ambitious trillion baht initiative to circumvent the Malacca Strait by drafting a law to expedite the construction of a $29 billion transportation link. 2 years prior, Thailand had put forth a $28 billion proposal for a maritime route connecting the Asia-Pacific region to India and the Middle East, featuring a suggested Ranong-Chumphon shipping shortcut. Meanwhile, Paris is considering a plan to make 500 streets car-free, serving as a trial for its green city policies. In the United States, employment opportunities for computer programmers have dropped to their lowest point since 1980, a time long before the internet became widespread. Second Lady Usha Vance is set to visit Greenland amid ongoing threats from Donald Trump, while Greenland officials express their anger over Trump's intention to send a delegation. Meanwhile, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney asserts that Donald Trump will not break us as he announces a snap election. Additionally, a Sinaloa cartel smuggler at the U.S.-Canada border claims he will always manage to transport migrants into the United States. A U.S. judge has ruled that China is responsible for its mishandling of the COVID-19 pandemic and has imposed a significant penalty of $24 billion. In response, Missouri is taking steps to seize farmland and assets owned by China to enforce this unprecedented judgment. Meanwhile, the U.S. Space Force has reported that a Chinese spacecraft is engaging in dogfighting maneuvers while in orbit. Additionally, Western officials have accused Russia of orchestrating a series of sabotage activities throughout Europe. Trump is proposing a requirement for immigrants to disclose their social media accounts when they apply for citizenship. Additionally, the IRS is close to an agreement with ICE to exchange the addresses of individuals suspected of being undocumented. The Wall Street Journal mentions that tax revenue might decrease by 10% due to the ongoing chaos at the IRS. Reuters also notes that thousands of agents have been reassigned to focus on Trump's immigration enforcement efforts. Furthermore, a survey indicates that U.S. federal workers are divided in their support for Trump's mandate to return to office. The decision to ban Silent Hill F in Australia has been reversed, and its age rating is now under review once more. Initially, the game was given a refused classification rating without any explanation. Additionally, Valve has removed the Sniper Phantom's resolution demo following reports of malware. In soccer, Mexico secured the CONCACAF Nations League title by defeating Panama with a penalty goal during stoppage time. Mass shootings result in a prolonged rise in alcohol sales within affected communities. The waist-to-hip ratio is a more accurate indicator of colorectal cancer risk compared to the body mass index. Hungary has prohibited Pride events and intends to employ facial recognition technology to identify participants. France and Germany have introduced Docs, a domestically developed option to Google Docs. Experts identify 6 nations as potential clients for Paragon's spyware. In France, the National Assembly decided to uphold the secrecy of encrypted messaging during a tense session, as the country dismissed a contentious proposal for an encryption backdoor. After a long search, media investigators have discovered the complete original pilot episode of Family Guy. Sydney Sweeney is set to direct a thriller inspired by an English teacher's popular Reddit short story. Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal's Shakespearean play has surpassed the Broadway record previously held by Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. A report suggests that museums in the United States might see financial gains by providing free entry. The clearest images ever of a universe that is 380,000 years old have been released. Research indicates that large birds such as emus are capable of technical innovation. The Wall Street Journal has reported that China is considering reducing its own exports in an effort to appease President Trump. Additionally, Beijing has promised to provide more market access as prominent global CEOs convene at the China Development Forum. Meanwhile, Malaysia is set to enforce stricter regulations on the flow of NVIDIA chips due to pressure from the United States. In the United States, Kennedy commends the prohibition of cell phones in educational institutions, highlighting a combination of scientific evidence and misleading information. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is venturing into the restaurant industry as Tesla prepares for the grand opening of its all-night diner, theater, and charging station. In a departure from customary practices, Trump is pursuing corporate sponsorships for the yearly Easter egg roll event. Kirk Hammett is set to release a solo album and has prepared 767 riffs for Metallica's upcoming album. Meanwhile, K-pop group New Jeans has announced a break due to the mental and emotional toll of a legal dispute. Additionally, a South Korean court has recently prevented New Jeans from pursuing independent activities. In the music industry, global recorded music revenues reached $29.6 billion in 2024, marking a 4.8% increase from the previous year, with 752 million users subscribing to paid music services. The United States is demanding the complete dismantling of Iran's nuclear program. A China mainland researcher suggests that Beijing might consider a renewed civil war over Taiwan. According to Kabul, the U.S. has removed bounties on Sirajuddin Haqqani and several other high-ranking Taliban officials.
Get your daily news fix. From newsworthy's latest edition. March 22, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and additional songs. YouTube Music Charts, Global Top Songs from March 7 to March 13, 2025. Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. APT by Rose and Bruno Mars. Like Jenny by Jenny. El Mayor de los Ranas by Victor Valverde and J.R. Torres. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, from Friday, March 7 to Thursday, March 13, 2025. Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, APT by Rose and Bruno Mars, Luther, with SZA, by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. Nintendo US Digital Top Sellers starting March 18, 2025. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Overcooked. 2. Xenoblade Chronicles X, Definitive Edition, Super Mario Party Jamboree. Steam's most popular games. Highlighting the globally top-selling and most played games on Steam. Based on the top 100 products by revenue list, for the period from Tuesday, March 4, 2025, to Tuesday, March 11, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, Split Fiction, REPO. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA, along with its partners, has issued a cybersecurity advisory concerning the Medusa ransomware. One more drop in the ocean of AI. Sesame CSM-1B is a speech generation model that creates RVQ audio codes from both text and audio inputs. Its architecture includes a llama backbone and a more compact audio decoder, which outputs Mimi audio codes. A total of 67,000 white individuals from South Africa have shown their interest in the proposal put forth by Trump to grant them the status of refugees. Additionally, Trump has announced his decision to revoke an executive order that was previously aimed at the law firm Paul Weiss, following the firm's agreement to cease its diversity, equity, and inclusion hiring practices. Furthermore, Trump's Environmental Protection Agency is taking steps to prevent states from issuing warnings regarding pesticides. Trump's team is distributing a strategy for a total overhaul of foreign assistance initiatives. IBM stock price drops below a significant threshold due to Accenture's caution about a decrease in U.S. government technology spending. Trump is set to issue an executive order intended to dismantle the Education Department, with plans to remove its supervision of student loans and special education. Mariah Carey has emerged victorious in a copyright lawsuit concerning her iconic song All I Want for Christmas Is You, as a judge has decided to dismiss the case. Meanwhile, Radiohead seems to have hinted at their first tour in several years, following a ticket donation that has fueled speculation. Additionally, an Apple TV Plus documentary suggests that the legendary rock musician Jim Morrison might still be alive, possibly residing in Syracuse. The European Central Bank's chief economist has stated that the introduction of a digital euro is necessary to compete with stablecoins and the influence of large non-European technology companies. Meanwhile, in the United States, the Federal Reserve has decided to maintain its current interest rates while reducing its growth forecast for 2025. It is also reported that former President Trump is exerting pressure on the Fed to lower rates in an effort to mitigate the negative impact of tariffs. Additionally, the Securities and Exchange Commission has announced that proof-of-work cryptocurrency mining does not fall under the jurisdiction of securities laws. Ford and N+ have introduced electric bikes inspired by the Bronco and Mustang models. Additionally, LG is closing its NFT marketplace designed for televisions. Furthermore, a new food label titled Seed Oil Free Certified has been introduced. Hegseth highlights an additional $580 million in defense spending reductions led by DOGE. The New York Times has reported that the Pentagon has arranged a briefing for Elon Musk regarding the possibility of a conflict with China. In contrast, Bloomberg has stated that Donald Trump has refuted the NYT's claim that Musk will be informed about the China war strategies. Following the NYT's report on the secretive briefing about China, Elon Musk has issued threats against those who leaked information to the Pentagon. Additionally, the Pentagon plans to reinstate the Navajo code talkers on its website, with the White House attributing their previous removal to AI. Rebels supported by Rwanda have advanced in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is known for its abundant mineral resources. In a separate incident, a terrorist attack in western Niger resulted in the deaths of at least 44 civilians. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is taking steps to remove the head of domestic security due to a perceived lack of trust. The United Kingdom is contemplating reducing its technology tax as a strategy to secure an exemption from the tariffs imposed by the United States. Meanwhile, the Irish economy is facing the potential impact of U.S. tariffs, which could result in a loss of over €18 billion in trade. Additionally, the United Arab Emirates has pledged to invest $1.4 trillion in the United States, as confirmed by the White House. The measles outbreak in Texas is anticipated to persist for several months, despite an increase in vaccinations compared to the previous year. In Maryland, a proposed bill aims to exonerate individuals who were historically accused of witchcraft. Meanwhile, legendary boxing heavyweight George Foreman, renowned for his fight against Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle, has passed away at the age of 76. Finland has once more been named the happiest nation globally, while the United States has dropped to its lowest ranking ever. Meanwhile, Germany and the United Kingdom have issued travel advisories for the U.S. due to the country's growing practice of searching electronic devices at its borders. Additionally, President Trump plans to boost the production of essential minerals by utilizing wartime authorities. According to Edmunds, Tesla owners are exchanging their electric vehicles at unprecedented rates. Meanwhile, Trump proposes that individuals who vandalize Tesla vehicles be imprisoned in El Salvador. Additionally, a judge has prevented DOJ from obtaining Social Security data for millions of individuals. Apple's streaming services are incurring annual losses exceeding $1 billion. Netflix has announced a new competition series titled The Golden Ticket, inspired by Willy Wonka. Additionally, NVIDIA and Google DeepMind are collaborating to provide the technology for Disney's adorable robotic creations. DoorDash has teamed up with Klarna to provide U.S. customers with the ease of flexible payment options for their grocery and retail purchases. Meanwhile, Bloomberg highlights Gen Z's strategy for more affordable lattes, which involves using TikTok and instant coffee. Additionally, Deutsche Bank has announced plans to reduce its workforce by 2,000 employees, accompanied by a substantial decrease in the number of branches. Prince William dons military attire during his visit to British soldiers stationed in Estonia. Donald Trump expresses his willingness for the United States to join the Commonwealth as an associate member. NATO plans to request a 30% increase in military capabilities from Europe and Canada. Dolphins encircled the SpaceX capsule after it splashed down in the ocean, marking the return of NASA astronauts to Earth. Iguanas are believed to have traversed the Pacific Ocean millions of years ago, embarking on an extraordinary rafting journey. Kanzi, the bonobo genius renowned for his ability to comprehend English and play Minecraft, has passed away at the age of 44. Johnson & Johnson is set to invest $55 billion in expanding its manufacturing operations within the United States. Meanwhile, AstraZeneca is committing $2.5 billion to investments in China as the pharmaceutical company aims to bounce back from recent scandals. 4 months prior, a report revealed that China had targeted AstraZeneca in a fraud investigation concerning a cancer treatment. Additionally, the World Health Organization is urging immediate action to tackle global disruptions in tuberculosis services, which are endangering the lives of millions. The United States is set to investigate Chinese telecommunications companies that it believes may present security threats, while the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, is examining whether Huawei and other Chinese companies are attempting to bypass restrictions. Additionally, a French regulatory body has instructed Eutelsat to cease transmitting Russian channels associated with a sanctioned entity. Meanwhile, Comac is intensifying its competition with Boeing and Airbus by planning to increase the production capacity of its C919 aircraft. Medtronic has received approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for the groundbreaking adaptive deep brain stimulation system, designed specifically for individuals suffering from Parkinson's disease. Additionally, research indicates that the bacterium F. prosnitzii may influence the relationship between consuming citrus fruits and experiencing depression. Furthermore, studies have revealed that individuals who use cannabis are at a significantly increased risk of having a heart attack, with those under the age of 50 being more than 6 times more likely to experience such an event compared to those who do not use cannabis. NVIDIA is planning to establish a research center focused on accelerated quantum computing. Meanwhile, Tencent is reducing the speed at which it deploys GPUs, as DeepSeek assists in extracting greater performance from a smaller number of accelerators. Additionally, Cloudflare has introduced AI Labyrinth, an innovative strategy that employs AI-created content to decelerate, perplex, and deplete the resources of AI crawlers and other bots that disregard no-crawl instructions. Apple has decided to continue the series Severance with a 3rd season. A bidding war has started for the rights to adapt the popular video game Split Fiction into a movie. Scientists have developed a new map that provides a more detailed view of an ice-free Antarctica than any previous maps. There is increasing evidence suggesting that the universe's dark energy is evolving over time. Oxygen has been identified in the farthest galaxy ever discovered. Conor McGregor has declared his candidacy for the Irish presidency, campaigning on an anti-immigration platform. Bloomberg indicates that cryptocurrency exchanges are considering a return to India as regulators suggest a potential shift in policy. Additionally, Coinbase is reportedly in advanced negotiations to acquire Deribit, a platform specializing in derivatives. Furthermore, the U.S. Treasury has lifted sanctions on Tornado Cash following a defeat in an appellate court case. Google asserts that news content holds no value for its advertising operations, following a trial that excluded 1% of search results across 8 European Union markets. Meanwhile, Meta has been observed experimenting with AI-generated comments on Instagram. Additionally, Apple is facing a lawsuit for allegedly misleading consumers with its Apple Intelligence product. The restaurant that has held a Michelin star for the longest time in the world has lost one of its stars. A Klimt portrait depicting an African prince, which had been missing, has been found and displayed at an art fair. An iceberg the size of Chicago has detached from Antarctica, exposing an ecosystem that was previously unknown. North Korea intensifies its cyber warfare efforts by establishing a new research center dedicated to developing AI-driven hacking technologies. Meanwhile, China introduces a formidable deep-sea cable cutter, which is said to have the potential to alter the global balance of power. Additionally, Donald Trump praises Boeing for its role in constructing the Air Force's upcoming F-47 fighter aircraft. Research conducted by OpenAI and MIT has identified connections between feelings of loneliness and the utilization of ChatGPT. Wired has reported that approximately 47% of the content published on Medium is considered to be of low quality, attributed to AI generation. Originality AI has revealed that more than 40% of the posts on Facebook are likely to have been created using artificial intelligence. In the United States, lawmakers are preparing a new bill that could potentially alter Section 230, which currently holds the speaker accountable for harmful speech rather than the platform hosting it. Meanwhile, X is taking legal action against India in a new battle over content removal. Additionally, Italy is requiring Google to manipulate DNS under its stringent Piracy Shield law. Google has discovered 10,000 fraudulent listings on Google Maps and has initiated legal action against a suspected group of scammers responsible for these listings. Meanwhile, Spotify has taken steps to block pornography that manages to reach the top of its podcast rankings. Additionally, Perplexity AI is expressing interest in acquiring TikTok with the intention of making its algorithm open source. They claim that they would reconstruct TikTok's algorithm and incorporate community notes features as part of this acquisition. Trump has taken the step of revoking security clearances for several prominent figures, including Biden, Harris, Clinton, and others he considers adversaries. In response to pressure from Trump, Columbia University has consented to modify its policies. The New York Times has revealed that, many years ago, Columbia University declined to pay Trump a sum of $400 million. Additionally, the Trump administration has issued a threat to halt Social Security payments unless DOJ is granted access to personal data. In the United States, the Department of Homeland Security has decided to cancel the temporary protected status for a total of 532,000 individuals from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. According to data from the United Nations International Organization for Migration, The year 2024 has been marked as the deadliest year on record for migrants, with at least 8,938 people losing their lives while traveling on migration routes across the globe. In Tunisia, the president has made the decision to dismiss the prime minister in the midst of ongoing economic challenges and a significant migration crisis. Elon Musk has been issued a court summons in a lawsuit filed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for allegedly not adequately disclosing his ownership stake in Twitter. Meanwhile, U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo has advised viewers of Fox News to consider purchasing Tesla stock, which has sparked concerns about ethical implications. Additionally, Elon Musk has communicated with Tesla employees, advising them to retain their shares, and has also called on vandals to cease their destructive behavior. In other news, the United States has implemented a travel ban on the former president of Argentina due to allegations of corruption. FCC Commissioner Carr has issued a warning that he may obstruct mergers and acquisitions involving companies that have diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Boxing is set to be part of the sports lineup for the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. The new president of the International Olympic Committee is planning to initiate discussions regarding Russia's possible re-entry into the Olympics. ESAR Aerospace has secured an NCAA permit for its launch and is now prepared for its inaugural test flight, marking the first orbital launch vehicle flight from continental Europe. There have been remarks that China is constructing new ships at an unprecedented rate to boost its car exports, with China's 8,600 car carrier setting a new record for construction speed. A year prior, China's electric vehicle manufacturers placed a record number of ship orders to facilitate car exports. Coca-Cola has introduced the world's first hydrogen-powered